All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hopefully, you all are doing well today. So, today we're going to take a look and see what wants to come through. This is a for whoever, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And for whoever, general reading, you know the drill. Later today, there will be a full round of zodiac signs, sun, moon, rising, or Venus, so please feel free to hop around all of that. We're just going to take a look and see what wants to come through for the weekend. That is my intention. That is what I have planned. I know earlier this week, I believe it was Wednesday, you did not get a reading in the afternoon. So this is my way of making it up to you all. Kind of touching all of my bases here. I know that next week I do plan on doing a relationship reading. Those are general readings, so of course, please take that for how that resonates as well. But that's not the focus today. That's not the focus today. So hopefully you all are doing well, like I said. Today's morning message was about Wunjo. Love Wunjo. Wunjo is about joy, your happiness. If you didn't see that, there is a link in the description box below that takes you over to the Facebook page. I do pull morning runes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. But let's see what wants to come through. Let's see where we're going with this. Two more. When I say that, when I say 2 more, 3 more, 4 more, that's my guides, my intuition telling me I need to shuffle it however many more times before we split the deck. So that was 2 more times. Let's see where we're going. Let's see what wants to come through. Underneath, we've got clean it up. All right. Clean it up. Flexible. Okay, I see. Milk and honey. I hear ya. I hear you, spirit guides. I absolutely hear. There that is. New life. So, I remember I talked about this earlier this week. As we move into these new chapters, we did have the new moon in Gemini, which of course Gemini represents the lovers, the divine masculine, divine feminine. That integration of those energies, whether on a physical representation of 2 people coming together, or whether that is the representation of your emotional side and your physical side coming together in union. Take that for how this resonates. But there was a problem. There was a snag. And the reason why there was this snag energy was because as human beings, we have expectations. We have expectations of how something should look, how something should feel. And when we put expectations on the universe, it actually dampens the universe's ability to bring in stuff for us. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have some sort of an idea of what something should look like. However, the more you kind of make a laundry list of things, it's like I'm hearing Christmas list. Sometimes, most times, you don't get everything on your Christmas list, right? Right. For those of you lucky few who do, congratulations. But I know that when I make a Christmas list and I send it out to my friends and my family, there are some things that just don't happen. And instead of being butthurt over the things that I didn't get, I'm appreciative of things that I did get. And again, the longer that list is, the less likely you are to get those things. And so that's why I feel like you're being asked to clean things up right now. You're being asked to clean it up. You're being asked to clean it up and really look at things. Really look at the things that you want during this time, during this energy. And really sift and sort through your expectations. Your expectations of how you want things to come in, because again, the more expectations you put on the universe, the more expectations you put on the magic, the less it's going to happen, or the less wiggle room the universe has to bring this in for you. And that's why I feel as though you're being asked to be a little bit more flexible with it. You have to be flexible with this energy. It's got that give and take to it. But when you do become less rigid with this energy, when you become less rigid and start to enjoy the things that you have and have that gratitude, grace and gratitude are something that I definitely support 110%. You got to be grateful. Because when you're grateful with what the universe brings in, you start to find those hidden joys. And now I've got Wunjo, that message going back through my head. But you discover the milk and honey of the things of your life. And that's raising your vibration by being grateful. Being grateful for the things that you have, because things could always be worse. So when you start to be grateful, when you start to embrace the things that you have and what the universe is bringing in for you, believe it or not, it's actually like a kickstart to that energy. And when that kickstart happens, it propels us forward. It propels us forward into those wonderful new beginnings and into those new chapters. And that's what I see here as well. New life, new chapters, new beginnings. Some of you may be releasing and letting go of expectations. Why do I not have a tarot set on my table? Hold that thought. Some of you may be releasing the expectations that the universe has because, again, when you release those expectations, you start to give things a little bit more wiggle room. And when you start to have grace and gratitude, it raises that vibration and the universe is like, oh, you're getting it now. And that's wonderful. That it's beautiful energy to step into. Now, of course, not everything is going to be good because that's not the human experience. There are some human experiences where sometimes things do have to be bad. And in fact, that was the morning message for today. Wunjo, joy. But some of us are sitting in that energy that doesn't feel so good. And that's okay, because that's the starting point. That's the starting point on transitioning things into where you want them to be by realizing this is not where you want to be. So it's kind of a step one of the process. For my witchy friends, we call that shadow work. we call that shadow work. We intentionally walk through the shadows. We intentionally walk through the shadows to learn those lessons and to really embrace what that lower vibrational energy has to offer. And sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's necessary because when you become uncomfortable enough in a particular situation, that uncomfortable energy really makes us sit and think and understand that this is not where we want to be. So this is wonderful energy. Wonderful energy. We'll see where we're going with this. I am going to use the Souls on Fire Tarot. I grabbed the Golden Foil Tarot, but the Souls on Fire Tarot seems to be the one that's talking to me the most. So we'll see where we're going with this. We will see what wants to come through. My intuition is telling me 3 more, so that's 1. And of course the Wheel of Fortune here. Divine energy is at play. Divine energy is usually at play. With us being divine beings, it's not like that divine energy is taken out of us. We are divine beings. We come from the stars. And I wholly believe that we are made up of some stardust. Absolutely. Alright, let's see where we're going with this, guys. Let's see what wants to come through with this. So underneath, we've got justice. That's Libra. Yeah, justice. We've got divine masculine energy. That's Aries. We've got the High Priestess. This, wow, okay, Major Arcana, and the 4 of Swords is back. So as we move through this energy, as you're being asked to clean things up here, I do feel as though that things are going to start balancing themselves out. And when I mean balancing themselves out, it's not always, again, it's not always a positive balance. You have to take the good with the bad. And I feel as though it's embracing both of those sides that cause balance to happen. So as these scales do start to balance out, notice how she's kind of walking on a tightrope. It is kind of a fine line to walk. As somebody who does vibrate on a higher vibration than most people, I get asked sometimes, most times, how do I do it? How do I stay in this higher vibration? And it's because I don't let the bad seep into the good things. At least I try not to. I try not to let that good or that bad override the good things that are happening in my life. And that's what I almost feel like is being asked of you here, is to not let that bad override the good. It's really put forth that extra effort to really move into that grace and gratitude, move into that gratitude energy. Gratitude is an energy that is completely overlooked at times, and I just had the strangest sense of deja vu looking right down at these cards. But gratitude is one of those emotions that is kind of overlooked. It really is. I mean, yes, we have hope and love and fear and anger. Like, we have all of these other different emotions that usually take precedent. But gratitude, sit in the moment and be grateful. Be grateful for the bad things, because now you know that those types of situations are not what you want. And be grateful for the good, because you're like, yes, this is what I want. It's kind of like a compass. It is. It's definitely kind of like a compass. So what we got? Queen of Wands. Temperance. With the Knight of Swords. I will take a look at that. Grounding you is the Fool. Yeah. Guiding you is the Three of Pentacles. The energy you're moving out of is the Moon. Where you're going is the Five of Pentacles. Beautiful. And the outcome currently is the Three of Wands. So just as I was telling you, for the witchy friends, for the witchy people, shadow work. When this pops up for me, especially in this instance, notice how usually at night people are asleep. Well, in this particular instance, it's nighttime, but she's wide awake. And she's playing with a dog, and we've got, we actually have a lobster down here, but it's got that energy of being awake during the darkest time of the day. And so that's what I feel like is being asked of you here, is to take the dramatic things and become inspired by them. The Queen of Wands to the Temperance. The Queen of Wands on a very low vibration is drama. But on a higher vibration, it is a divine feminine who is inspired and is also taking action. And that's where that Temperance energy comes in, because it's a balance. It's being grounded in one's emotions while also being able to ground yourself in the physical. It's doing the work. With this Knight of Swords here, there are messages coming in. Some of you may be getting signs and synchronicities from the universe that things need to change. And that's okay. Change doesn't always have to be scary. It can be, but it doesn't always have to be. And that's what I feel like you're figuring out here with this Three of Pentacles and the Fool. The Three of Pentacles is what's guiding you, and the Fool is what's grounding you. And that Three of Pentacles are different aspects, different people, different things, abundance, different sorts of abundance coming in to make something incredible. These people here built this. And you know, when you build something, it takes contractors, and it takes construction workers, and it takes the people who actually build the foundations and build the walls, and it takes a lot of people to build something. So don't think that you have to do this alone, and don't think that it's going to be an alone process. You have to start this process alone, yes. But when you start to move through that energy, I feel like more people are going to come in. Maybe different people, different aspects of different things are going to come in to help you create something beautiful. It's kind of like this. Yes, I was reading from my kitchen, and I could read from my kitchen, but the house is actually my best friend's. So without him, I wouldn't have that kitchen. Or here, without Melissa and Bone Chilling Beauty Studios and Jared Kirby doing the Cutting Edge Jiu-Jitsu Academy, I wouldn't have this space. But all of these things came together to be able to get me to this point. What's grounding you, again, is the Fool. That's new beginnings. And in fact, it goes, I'm going to take it a step further from new beginnings. It's a new version of you. That new version of you is kind of wiping that slate clean of these things that kind of keep you awake at night and being able to move forward in that positive energy. Doesn't mean you're stupid, because on a lower vibration, I mean, it could be, but it's a matter of walking into this new chapter with less baggage. And that's where you're headed here, is the Five of Pentacles. It's coming in from that cold, because I feel like you've left yourself out in the cold for far too long. The outcome is the Three of Wands. I love the Three of Wands because it's different than the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands, he's at the water, waiting for those ships to come in. So it is going to be a process moving through all of this. But with the outcome, again, being this Three of Wands, it's going to be fulfilling. It's going to be abundant. It's going to be inspiring for you. Yes, you are going to have to turn your back on some things. Easier said than done, I understand. But what if I told you that the work of cleaning it up is worth it? Would you do it then? Clarify this Knight of Swords for me, please. What are these messages coming in? Chariot. Queen of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Lots of motion. And there's that Wheel of Fortune. So like I said in earlier, we are divine beings. We are divine beings. We are not separated from that divine energy. We are connected to that divine energy. Given all of us are connected in our own way, but we are still connected to that divine energy. And when we tap into that divine version of ourselves, when union happens, it makes connecting into that divine energy a whole hell of a lot easier. And so when we connect to that, that's when the universe gets to speed things up, and that's why we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. Because that is divine timing, that is divine energy coming in and propelling us forward through these endings and new beginnings. But it's on a divine energy level. It's not a time thing. It's a divine energy. It's a vibrational sort of thing. So I do see the universe is trying to move you. The universe is trying to tell you that you are worthy of good things, that you do deserve the good things that are happening in your life. But again, we can't take just the good. We have to take the good and the bad. There is something to be learned here from these past experiences that didn't feel so good. Doesn't mean you have to carry around the baggage. Does not mean you have to carry around that baggage. But you can carry around the lesson that it takes, that it brings with it. The example that I use most often, and this make it a little personal for some of you, and it's okay. It'll be fine. So way back when I was dealing with a relationship that was love in its finest form, and I abused that love. Now, given this was 10 years ago, but I abused that love. And it didn't end so well, especially for the other person involved. Rest his soul. It's not that I did anything, but I still blamed myself for a while that had happened. Because if I had made a different choice, they maybe wouldn't have gone down that road. Now, given that's neither here nor there, I've come to terms with all of that, and I have taken the lesson from that. Because for the longest time, I didn't believe like I deserved the good things, like I didn't believe like I deserved love. But I learned to separate the anger from the lesson. And I had to let go of that anger. But I embraced that lesson. And now here I am today. I do deserve love. It took me some time to get to this point, but I got here. And that's what I feel like some of you need to do. You need to separate the guilt, the shame, the anger, the regret from that lesson. And take that lesson and apply it to you now. Because I can guarantee you, you still remember what has happened. And as long as you don't make the same mistakes twice, you've learned your lesson. And sometimes it takes a few times to learn these lessons. You know, mine is more of on an extreme level, but for some of you, you know, it's maybe dealing with third parties or being manipulative to the people around you, that's also an extreme. But when you nip that in the bud and tell yourself, I'm not going to do that anymore, and actually apply it to these lessons, to the actual moment in time that you are right now, you shift yourself and you move forward on a different path, knowing that you're not going to make the same mistakes again. Anything else? Anything else that I need to add for these wonderful people before I let them go? Yeah. Thank you. King of Swords, Eight of Cups, the Raising Consciousness, the Five of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Like I said, some things aren't going to feel so good. Some things are not going to feel so good, and that's okay. It's okay that things aren't going to feel so good. It's okay to make these difficult choices. But when you make these difficult choices, that clarity comes in. And just know that these are on your path for a reason. These are here for a reason. I'm hearing for a reason, for a season, that's a whole other subject. But it's here to elevate you to that new vibration. It's not here to hurt you. The universe doesn't give us things that we can't handle. So it's time to take your power back. It is time to take your power back, and it's time to make new and better choices for yourself. Zodiac signs that I see, we've got Libra, Aries, Scorpio, and Sag. I will walk away with both of those because of that raising consciousness and because of this High Priestess. So we've got Libra, Aries, Scorpio, Sag, Pisces, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Gemini. So this is what I see for you guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. Your company is always appreciated. Thank you very much. If this helped you, please leave a like, leave a comment. It helps support the channel. It helps support me. And I will see you all again later for the full round of Zodiacs. So until then, guys, you take care, okay? Okay. Bye, guys.